Welcome to Big Mike's Real Reviews. This is Big Mike, and today I'm going to be covering the first episode of MoonKnight. Now, I have to say, the first episode was a bit weird. I'm not sure yet if it's in a good way. I'm still processing this at the time, but I did enjoy what they're trying to do here. I did recently start brushing up on my MoonKnight lore by reading quite a few of the older runs, even the newer run of MoonKnight at this point. Some of the runs that I have been checking out was the Jeff Lemire run, the current run, which is by Jed MacKay. I've also read some of the old Max Bemis run as well. It looks like they're mixing some of these together, especially with the bringing in of Harlow, even though he was like an older, obscure Moon Knight villain from like the 80s, and even in that comic, like he was just basically a like mad scientist character. But it looks like in this one, what they're trying to do is take a little bit from the Jeff Lemire run, where Marc Spector was mostly in an insane asylum, and basically what was happening there, the avatar of Emmett was actually a Dr. Emmett, or one of the psychologists there, and she basically was the goddess Emmett's avatar in that book, and basically that's the Egyptian goddess of the underworld. And so Mark was trying to fight his way out of that hospital. So it looks like they're just taking elements from some of the different runs here and putting them together for the show. Now, as far as Mark's dissociative identity disorder, in the comics, there's three personalities mainly in Marc Spector. Marc Spector being the main personality. And then we have the Stephen Grant character, who he came up with. That was the first personality he came up with. He thought was an imaginary friend at first as a child, and that child said he wanted to be, rich and all this stuff when he grew up. And actually, Stephen Grant is like that billionaire playboy persona of Marc Spector's. We also have Jake Lockley, who is a cab driver who keeps his ear to the ground, basically, is like the street level person inside that personality, inside of Mark. And basically Jake Lockley was the second personality that came about when Mark was a little older. That was more so explored in the Max Bemis run, and we got to see how those personalities came to be. And so it looks like they're completely omitting Jake Lockley at this time, and they're just focusing on Stephen Grant and Marc Spector. However, Stephen Grant is more of just a regular person who lives in London and kind of bumbling, kind of like a bumbling nerd, which is not Stephen Grant at all from the comics. So it's kind of interesting what they're doing here. I kind of think this would have served better if they at least put the first two episodes out. I just think that it was a little jarring at first. I know what they're trying to set up, which I really am interested to see what's next. But I still think I would have liked to see the first couple episodes first to kind of get me, more vested in the show. Because by the end of the show, we did get a glimpse of MoonKnight, which is fine. But it was just like a small glimpse. Because going back to some of the older runs in the comics, I would say more so like the Jeff Lemire run, when Mark was, in that hospital, how we saw the jackals there when he would put on his mask, his real face, and how he could see their real faces. And Dr. Emmett, he could actually see as Emmett, and the orderlies were like the jackals, like he fought at the end of the first episode. So like I said, I can see what they're trying to set up here. I just wish they would have put out at least the first couple of episodes. I'm still going to give it a watch, of course, and I'm just interested to see what's coming next. The first episode, though, I probably give it about a 7. It has me interested enough to keep going, but I just hope they step it up a little bit from there. So right now, I am pretty vested in the show, but I'm pretty interested to see. I'm trying to keep an open mind here. They've really, gone from the base of where the comics, have been going from this point. But I'm still interested to see on their take. I know Marvel Studios like to change stuff up quite a bit, so I'm still pretty vested in this, and I want to see where they go from here. So of course, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and that's going to be the end of the video today.
I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra generous, give this video a like. It's much appreciated. And don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of all my latest content. And once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.